Yes, sir. Yeah. Aswand Cruickshank, your one and only Move Swiftly speaker, checking in for a daily Move Swiftly thought, giving you a perspective on teamwork that you will not get anywhere else. Getting that swagger back, guys. Getting that swagger back, guys. Getting that swagger back, guys. All right. The plan before this run started was to do 12 miles, and I finished with 14.5 miles. All right. Granted, I was lucky a little bit. The weather was a little cooler today out here in South Florida. Also, the more important thing is I ran over the bridge, and as I was coming back, the bridge went up. So, at that point, I'm like, 8 miles in? I can't stop. I'm feeling it today. And I got a massage yesterday. Legs are feeling good. So I'm feeling it today. I can't stop. So I just say, fuck it. Let's do an extra 2 miles. You know what I'm saying? And that's the mentality, guys. That is the mentality we have got to approach every single day. Whether our plans whether the plans that we had previously work out, your mindset has got to be, how do we get more done? How do we do more? How do we do more than we're expected to do? All right, because you just never know. You just never know what you don't know, right? What your competitor's doing, what somebody who wants the same things out of life that you want. You gotta keep going. You gotta push yourself in ways that no one else can push you. Push yourself. Push yourself. Push yourself. Got me? All of that brings me to today's Move Swiftly thought. Recording this Tuesday, February 20th, 2024, day after there has been an absolute avalanche of criticism about the NBA, the All-Star game, how terrible it is. I don't know why it's so surprising to everyone now how bad the All-Star game usually is. I mean, the game, you know what I think it is? I think it's actually the first time an All-Star game actually got to the 200 mark, but it's always been high scoring, 186, 160. That's just the way it normally is. So I'm not here to bash the NBA's All-Star game, because it is just that, an All-Star game. It really doesn't really mean a whole lot in terms of, obviously for the fans and, sell tickets and sell sponsorships and all that, that's important, but really doesn't mean a whole lot in terms of the game and how the game is going to be growing in the future. It really doesn't, if you really think about it. What I do want to talk about, one of the things that actually stuck out to me throughout All-Star weekend was the whole concept of positionless basketball and how much positionless basketball has dominated the game. All right. I'm telling you, I was in shock. Listen, I knew obviously Victor Wembanyama, all the things that have been said about him, just how unique of a talent he is. But at this stage, again, grew up in Silver Spring, Maryland. You hear about this ball player, that ball player, basketball is king out there. So I don't really get excited about what somebody says about a basketball player until I actually see him, see how he affects the game, see all the things he can do. As a ball player, you have to be able to do a lot of different things, and this is what I'm getting at when it comes to positionless basketball. So imagine my surprise, all right? I grew up during a time where they were just implementing the skills competition. It wasn't really something that was big. I think it was something that they kind of implemented over the years, where you get a point guard. Like, a point guard comes in, he does the skill, he dribbles up, he tries to hit a 17-footer, he passes, he does little things that a guard would do, right? So I was in shock. I was actually moved when I saw Victor Wembanyama participating in the skills competition. This is an over 7-foot dude, over 7-foot guy, and he's dribbling down the court, dropping dimes and then hitting 3-point shots. He got range and all that kind of stuff. And these are the things that we should be talking about. These are the points that we need to be making to our young ball players, whether they're young ball players, young employees, young people that are coming up. It's always important. It's so very important. I think Robert Kiyosaki actually talked about it in his book called Rich Dad, titled, one of my favorite books, by the way. If you haven't read it, make sure you go get it. It's titled Rich Dad, Poor Dad, where he says the key to success is to know a little about a lot. And that's the same thing when you see the way the game is going. You get a guy like a Victor Wembanyama, who is clearly would be a center. Like back when I was coming up, he would clearly be a center and somebody that just plays down low in the post, and they would sort of pigeonhole him as that 5 position, right? You had point guard, shooting guard, small forward, power forward, and the center, right? And I believe, in my opinion, this is why I believe LeBron James is the greatest to do it, is because he came in and he was the point forward. He had that position as point forward, being that taller guy, that 6'8" guy that can still handle the rock and still run the point. And these are the things that we should be talking about, not necessarily how bad the All-Star game was, because the All-Star game has never really been something that it is very competitive. So I don't know why people are so shocked now that it was so bad. Maybe because I didn't watch the whole All-Star game myself, because I had a live stream during that time, and I just never really was something that I thought was that big of a deal, but yet so many people are making a big deal out of it. So anyway, main point of today's Move Swiftly thought is making sure you understand the power of knowing a little bit about a lot and having a lot of abilities, have a lot of things that you can do, because as you see, the game is moving forward. It's getting positionless. It's absolutely positionless when you got 7-foot guys, dribbling down the court, participating in skills competitions. That to me was the more amazing part of the whole game. And keep that in mind as you're applying these lessons to whatever endeavors and whatever ventures you may be having. All right. Main website to check out to dive deeper into all my work, makeyamove.com. That's MakeYamove.com. One-stop shop for your teamwork and your self-development needs. Aswand Cruickshank, your one and only Move Swiftly speaker, checking out. You guys continue to move swiftly. We will talk more soon.